Hello everyone and welcome back to the Refresh Step where you recover yourself for the main step. I'm your host for today, tomorrow and the foreseeable future, Theodore Lu. And I'm with Autos Battle in the UK and at my Battle Spirits English Wiki, Ayumu Seiki. Yes. But at least, yeah, hi.
I feel very sore.
Same.
I've been having basically leg days for over a week.
Mm-mm.
So my legs are really sore.
Why did you should rotate your exercises, or so they say?
It's just because I've been to London and I've been to London for 4 days and I was basically walking every day. Yeah, and then of course I had to get into the DDR for a bit because it's DDR.
I know. Because of course.
Yeah, and then what is it? What was I going to say? And then my arms also really sore today actually. Because what is it? My brain's freezing. Because I was at the Pokemon locals, and then I was using a deck where I basically have to shuffle after every action.
Okay.
So yeah, I had a very great arm day as well.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Brought me to the PTSD of playing Musketeers.
Musketeers.
Yeah, it's an archetype in Vanguard. But so the G era version, basically every turn you will shuffle your deck maybe 3 times. At least.
Oh god.
Yeah. Because the mechanic is really centered around you just opening your deck, summoning something, and then you have to shuffle the rest. Basically. That's basically the closest mechanic they have to Battle Spirits, I guess. Because you basically gamble. Basically because they usually let you destroy your own card. You open top 4 of your deck, and then you call something. So allowing you to fix up your field to some extent. And actually, one of your sleeves, I noticed that one of your sleeves, the red rose person one, actually supposed to be one of the leaders of the Musketeers. Yeah.
What?
You know, you have a Vanguard sleeve that is a red rose lady.
Oh, I can kind of remember.
Yeah. Because I also have the same one, because for some reason that's the I don't know why, but it's back then. Also especially because back then Vanguard is not as popular back home, so and they have a lot of that particular sleeve, so everybody is selling them for cheap. So I have maybe 2 or 3 sets. But yeah, then speaking of 2 or 3 sets, I do have more sets of the other ones that are a little bit more expensive just because it was the Bermuda Triangle. So my DeFi addiction has started from back then. I do have several. I think I have both of, because both of the girls that were featured for the supply set are the girls that I kind of like. So when they got featured as a special set, I think I bought 2 of each. And whenever someone or basically how do I put this, auctioning only the sleeves or only the deck box, I just click yes, I want this, I bet this, bet, and then I think I have an extra 3 sets outside of the special the sealed set. So I was huh, that was a totally wise financial decision that I made back then. Could have bought a house by now, I guess. But yeah, I was young and I could have known better. Anyway, speaking of Vanguard, I'm feeling very nostalgic because like out of nowhere, of course our resident Bang Dream fan suddenly took out my Go deck and then like asked me if I wanted to play Vanguard, and I already forgot everything, and I got Grim as a result. Yeah. Good thing we did.
Yay.
Good thing we only have like one overtrigger yesterday.
Yeah, Vanguard is so dumb.
Don't know what happened. I didn't even like after that I switched to attack that is more modern, and then like I don't even understand like how is this working, but it's working. Like the deck is playing itself. I'm just there to move the cards from one zone to another.
Being guided by
Yes.
the cards.
Yes, it's really fitting to the team because like in Vanguard, you are supposed to like the cards like exist, and then like we were basically like as the representative, like basically like how do I put this? As the representative for the characters like depicted in the cards, we are like basically retelling how the events turns out in the real world, quote unquote.
I don't even have to comment on that, not gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean like that is why like they have like this supernatural power to kind of like change the outcome, right? Because like that's how the actual thing like work out in their world. So that's basically what happened instead of like that thing kind of like changes the outcome. And their outcome becomes like it affects each other basically. So like the outcome of that fight of that battle basically influences the real world events, and the real world events also like influences the card battle. That's how because that's just how it is in the Vanguard world. We share the fate with another planet apparently. Yeah, and apparently playing card games makes you famous.
Oh, I wish.
You know, right? That's like the biggest gap. Like, just when they do the V series, after the V series ended, they did like this short, like another like a prequel, basically, right? About the, you know, that guy with the glasses who owns the card shop.
Yeah. Like the uncle.
Yeah, the uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, turns out he was an ex-pro player, by the way.
Yeah. What was it? Wasn't there like a whole season about?
Yes,
him
it's in that
young?
season.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because like he was basically like going to university or like either high school or university, and then like he just like won a tournament or something, and then like all the girls like are around him, and then like the guys who play sport are like looking from afar, and then like, ooh, it must be so nice to be good at card games. Like all people are like they are like really popular with the girls and everything. I was like, this is this is I don't think that's how it works. But okay, fine. I mean like sport, like even if we are talking about like the entertainment industry, right? Like with sport, it's like very visual on like how you act on like the field. Like if you play soccer, then people can see you like running on the screen. Like the camera can zoom in on you, and you are like doing like the major plays and everything. But like, okay, so let's say we have like all the technology that is in Vanguard. In Vanguard, they will zoom in on you like throwing your cards and everything, and then they will go zoom out and then like show like the holographic imagery of like the monsters like fighting each other, right? Like, You know what? If I see that on TV, I will be more excited when they like zoom out and like show the monsters fighting instead of like the guy like just throwing cards from their deck. I think. But yeah, what do you say about that?
Hey, I mean, I suppose at the very least, right, they'll applaud Vanguard for actually drawing the cards in actions rather than using CGI.
True.
I mean, they're pretty shit, but still, good effort.
Oh my goodness! Don't get me started on like the like the later G series animation that is like people say that the Blue Lock animation is like bad. Like you try watching like the late stage G series. It's like at that stage I was watching the anime just because I was stuck in that game. Like episode 1 animation is just the units like moving from left to right. It's like this is big animation. Yeah, but that's the good old days. Yeah. Yes, I'm still salty though because like back then I was like a big Draconic Overlord fanboy. I try to collect like as many as possible, like the SP version of like all the available Draconic Overlord. I failed, of course. I think I already, even at that stage, I only like managed to collect like 40 to 50%. So yeah, I felt like big time, especially because like the later ones, they kind of like make it a little bit more meta. So like, of course it's expensive. Also it's Kagero, so it's going to be expensive. It's Kai's card is going to be expensive, and the art is like really amazing regardless. And then you bring it to the anime, and then it's like, oh god, what is this abomination? Like Kai will have cried if he can if he can see the animation for like outside of that universe, man. Like why did they do that? Because like, okay, so let me share my screen so I can kind of like tell you like how bad it actually is. So like the Perch. Like this is the final, like in G series, this is like the final form of like Draconic Overlord, like the Draconic Overlord the Perch. Which is,
Oh, what a name.
yes. Oh my goodness, they don't even have the thing anymore. Okay. Like okay. So yeah, basically this one. So and Draconic Overlord the Destiny. So this is the Perch, like the card art is like it's super amazing. I really like it. It's really edgy. It's like really big Vanguard. And then you go to the anime, and then where is it? But like this is this is it. Oh my god! Like you see. Oh no, there we have it here.
Okay.
So you have the Perch, the card art here, which is like really detailed and it has depth and everything. And then you have this.
They cannot replicate the greatness.
I know, right? And then like and like with the name as edgy as the Perch, right? You would expect them to be like a little bit more flashy. No, they just showed out like the normal like pew 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 pew, like the pew pew like the sphere bullet, like the sphere energy bullet thing that is like usually like the first weapon that you get like in any video game, like the pew pew, like
like the Desert Eagle pistol kind of thing.
Yeah, which is like really sad. So yeah, but it is what it is. He won at least. As like with the previous, like they gave Kai a mega deck basically, and then mega deck in which they give like a new version of Dragonic Overlord, and then they give a new grade 4 as well. But of course, the plot point is that the main characters have to like overcome their mentors. So like, of course, like Kai has to lose there, which is a little bit sad, but at least he didn't really lose with like after using like Overlord. So like the only sad part is like, I think at that time we have like another grade 4 Overlord that they didn't show on screen because they only feature cards from the mega deck.
Okay.
Yeah. Which, but so at least in this battle he has to fight like one of like the enemy leaders, so he actually won thanks to that. So he basically just burn everything and then just attack his opponent to their demise, because that's what Overlords do. Because if I'm not wrong, basically it just basically at its peak power, it will shoot 1 damage before the battle starts, and that damage cannot trigger any trigger. So like if you check any trigger, it will be negated. And then after that, when it attacks, it has quintuple drive. Yeah.
What?
Quintuple. So you check 5 times.
Oh, 5 times.
Yes.
Okay. What?
Yes. So like, let's see. There's an English version. Okay. So choose a face down card from your G zone, turn it face up. Choose a card with Overlord in its card name from your hand, put it into your soul. If the number of cards in your opponent's damage zone is 4 or less, choose one of your opponent's vanguard and deal 1 damage. During that damage check, all trigger effects are nullified. Okay, and then Generation Break 3. This unit has the same number of drive as the number of cards in your opponent's damage zone. So basically, if your opponent has 5 damage, then it has quintuple drive. Yeah, which is kind of crazy.
Those English words, but I couldn't understand.
Yeah, so basically, the first effect, you at the cost of like putting 1 Overlord into your soul, you shoot 1 damage. It cannot be nullified. It cannot be nullified. So all triggers are nullified. So you can, even if you check over trigger, it is nullified. So you just went straight into your damage zone. If I understand that correctly. If they don't like put like some kind of bullshit protection to over trigger that is, but like yeah, basically that's what it is supposed to be. So yeah, that is it. And then Generation Break 3 is basically in total, so between your generation zone and your vanguard, you have to at least have like three face up like G units. Because like after you finish like using Stride, the card goes back to your generation zone in face up, right?
Oh.
So that counts into your Generation Break.
Mm-hmm.
So like Generation Break 3, you have to have a total of 3. And then you have the drive amount of this card is like equal to the number of opposing damage. So if your opponent has 5 damage, then he checks 5 times. Yeah. That's how it reaches like quintuple drive. Really great stuff. And the Destiny is another reason why this deck was like really like was able to kind of like go to the top of the tier. Because basically like usually with the G units, like the G unit grade 3s, like they are just there to kind of like you stride into your grade 4 and then like they do something. But this guy, you ride him, you do something. At the start of your right phase, it does something. And then when you stride, it does something. So like, yeah. So basically it just fucks your opponent like every single time you do any action.
Why does this game still exist?
That's probably why they rebooted twice.
I mean, true, yeah.
But even at that stage, like everything is broken, so like you can kind of like every like even though like the Destiny can just retire like two of your units without any cost, like just by standing up, literally, pretty much. Yeah, you can still. Your deck will always have like a way to kind of like like recover from that, and then like just try to inflict as much damage as you can. Also, like the kind of like quote unquote like balancing in the Destiny is it has quintuple drive, but like it can only attack once, right? So like attacking once, like the number of attacks kind of like matters in Vanguard. So like
I mean, true, yeah. I mean, I'm literally using my go.
Yeah. And also why I used to really like Acqua Force, because you just attack like a fuck ton.
Yeah, I did not like what's it called? Like what's the thing that in Fiera that you gain when you ride the Grade 3?
Or the imaginary gift, Axel.
Gift, yeah. I hate Excel so much.
Yeah, Axel is a little bit of an oversight, I think. Like, okay, so you gain another zone, and then that cards that are there gains like 10,000. And then like, okay, so that sounds really strong. I use it in Echo Force, it barely does anything. And then my friend uses like Narukami. They attack like way less, but like, because they can boost their own stuff, and then like while they are removing my stuff. So like, okay, this sounds very fair. Like, control decks are not supposed to have Axel. Like, what the fuck?
What the hell? Control decks will act. Oh my god! Again, why does this game just exist? Still exist?
Because it's fun. I don't know. I like when I was like playing it back then. I feel like nowadays it's way easier to kind of like, because of also like thanks to the right text and everything, it's like really easy to kind of just bring all the good stuff and just basically, yeah, just play with the most optimum strategy basically. But back then, because there's no guarantee on what you are writing, but you still have like the kind of like the quote unquote guarantee of like having your G unit. I think like that's why the G era is still kind of fun to me personally, and this is me speaking with rose-tinted glasses. But basically, because everything, there's that uncertainty of like you writing like the stuff that you wanted. You can bring like all kinds of jank into your deck, and you can either like just play stably and then basically just play for like 8 of like the good stuff, grade 3 that wouldn't like make your G14 any bad basically. Or you can just play like me back then, and then you play 4 of the good stuff, and then like the other ones are just jank.
I know.
Yeah, it's like when when I heard from my friend, like there are people who accuse me of cheating when I won my national title, because like most of like 90% of my deck are common cards. I mean, how can I be playing with the cards that are out at that moment are like mostly common cards? Like how? Like my postcard is like comes from the trial. Let's start the deck. So like the only like I have like one of the SP of like the G unit, and I only have like the SP because nobody is like selling the triple R version, and then I need like 4 for the tournament, right? And then like someone's like, yeah, I only have like the SP, and it's like twice the normal version, and then like, I mean like I spend close to nothing on all the other stuff, so like fuck it. Fuck it, I want to win the tournament for once.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And you managed to win, so good.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And yeah, finally, once in a lifetime, my investment paid off. Like my last minute investment paid off. But then it got like the next problem is that the next tournament, because like at that point only like 6 clans out of 25 has the G units. Like as a kind of like as a balancing measure, they kind of like they run the tournament in what they call the extreme format, which is like an old Vanguard format that has been removed from the game completely now, in which you can just play with any clans basically.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I've heard that before.
Yeah. Like even back then, I think like it was actually like kind of the default. So you don't have to play like with all the same clan. Like I once like have this deck in which I run like a really old Kagero card in my Narukami deck. What it does is basically it's an 8k grade 2. And the only thing that it can do is basically it can attack any unit in the same row as it is. So like I can, because my Vanguard basically like attacks all the front row. So like I use that card to kind of like clean the back row as well. Yeah, so that's that's like the sole reason. Also like for one turn, if you ride on grade 2, it's there's a chance that your opponent might rush you. But like if you're like, because you have like back then like the grade 0 can call themselves to the rear guard when they are when you write the grade 1 on top of it, or like anything on top of it. Like now all grade 0 has like the same effect, right? It's just if you 1 second you draw 1 and then you gain an energy generator regardless, right? So like back then you have like all sorts of effects. You have like stuff that summons them, calls themselves to the rear guard basically. So basically that's also attack to kind of like, okay, so if my opponent calls them to the back row of their Vanguard, then I'll just slam that card, attacks the back row, deny their counter blast, and then like sometimes like the grade 0 is like the key for their advantage, so I might as well just remove that as well. Yeah. That's the kind of crazy stuff that you can do in Vanguard like back then. So that's why I kind of like always see that with rose tinted glasses.
I mean, you can still do it now. You play premium.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess so. But like then again, premium, I have like lots of stuff that I don't have, and then even so, I don't know.
Time to buy, time to shop. It's
Yeah.
consumerism, baby.
Consumerism. Yeah, I don't know why I don't want to play premium. Like at first, I was not against the idea.
Nah, it's
like,
shit, bruh. I haven't even tried myself. I just like watch my friends playing. It's like, bro, how are you guys enjoying this? It's so shit.
nah, you need to try it before you. Like Vanguard is Vanguard is kind of like they kind of like emulate sport to some extent. So contact sport, I mean. So like you feel like you are like punching each other and then like countering each other, kind of like a very simplified version, turn-based version of like boxing to some extent. Because what you do is just you basically have like a set of moves that you need to learn, and you master a certain moves better than the others, and then you basically try to use that against your opponent. Although for some reason in this particular boxing match, like crippling your opponent is a legal move apparently.
I talk about Link Joker.
I know it's a Link Joker, of course, but like the other one is like Mega Colony. Like before their stuff got banned, like they were also a problem because basically if they got their way, basically they can, the original mechanic of Blink Joker is like preventing your unit from restanding. which is kind of shit because like if they don't gain advantage either, and your opponent are like basically like losing nothing. So like if they can just move it, like change it to another attacker, and if they are like that close to winning, they can just like call stuff over it, and it will be standing and it is ready to attack. So like they have to escalate it somehow, right? Like they give the Mega Colony an ability to basically prevent your opponent from like calling anything.
What?
Yes. So like I think the one that this allows your opponent from calling is kind of quote unquote shit because like they don't have like a way to remove like the opposing board aside from attacking. Then you spend 2 counter plus, and then the only thing that it do is like your opponent cannot call anything during the next turn.
I mean, that's still pretty damn broken.
Yeah, but I mean, like it is broken, but like you still kind of have to work for it so that it actually like means something, right?
Oh my god, that you actually gave me a new idea for our saga project.
Oh no. Yes, do it. And then they, of course, like because of that, like they have to make something that's a little bit simpler, but as threatening, right? So I think this one basically like only blocks like 1 row. But like but as I understood, like somehow if you do it correctly, like you can block like basically both rows. So like both of like their attacking rearguard rows. So like yeah. So it's basically like
I suppose there's some kind of weird ruling again, yeah.
Yeah, probably. Or it's like the whole I just don't remember the whole effect because like when the card came out, like it was not major. I don't so like after that I think like some Visitors cards like make the deck a little bit better. So like the curve is a little bit better. So basically when you reach the grade 4, the locking, like the call locking actually like matters a little bit more. Because previously it's kind of like it's the usual case of like, oh yeah, this effect is very broken, but you also like have no advantage. So like your opponent can just attack you twice with their Vanguard and you will still die. Yeah. Yeah, I mean like speaking of Link Joker, like you know, our most popular video in this channel is like just my old friend like playing Nova Grappler, which really relies on their rear guards playing against Link Joker, and they basically just don't know why. I don't know how, but like he stalls the Link Joker guy for like 30 minutes, and then like yeah, we all know like where this is going, but like I do understand that like as the match goes, I was like I'm still feeling hopeful. I do feel that when I was recording that, and I do feel that when I rewatch that like from time to time just for the nostalgia. Yeah, I feel like it's a good match. But yeah, still I don't know. But still, like on the other side is also like it's just a guy like getting bullied, and then like he's still like trying his best to fight against the bully, and then like yeah, but like it's basically crippled. So like what are we expecting? But yeah, that was the fun times indeed. But yeah, it has been 2 weeks since we last been talking about the new stuff. So I guess now that we have reminisced the old time to talk about something new, to some extent, because like now that the BS73 is 72 or 73, so, yeah, I mean like no 72 is already out, so 73 is still like way in the future. So before that, we will be having like 2 sets. So one of them is one that will be coming at the end of this month, the Rebirth of Legends, or like what now people call as the reprint of Legends.
Yeah, I heard about that. So
Exactly.
damn hilarious.
Exactly. And then we have the one that you see on screen right now, which is the Burning Legacy. I can't read. Turns out I cannot read. Burning Legacy, which is like another theme booster, but like now it's a theme after the anime Battle Spirits Burning Soul to celebrate their anniversary basically. Yeah, so as you can see, we have the very familiar spirits if you watch like the first 3 episodes. The Seikai Doji, which is the main starter that Gunjo Soun uses, and we will be looking at her as well later. So now, as with all the previously anime theme booster with the revolving lights and revolving miracles, they featured the LT cards, which are different from Revival, in which I just realized I think some people didn't realize what is the difference between Revival and LT. So LT, which stands for limited, is basically like cards that are actually originally designed to be played in limited battles such as draft and sealed battles. But mechanically, when you bring it to the main game, unlike Revival, the LT is included in the name. So you can bring 3 of any combination of the original and the Revival, and up to 3 of the LT as well, because they are treated as different cards because the LT is included in the name. And as you know, in Battle Spirits, the card limitation within your deck is determined by the name and not the code itself. Yep. Yippee. And then the biggest thing that I think, how do I put this, like the old like the Doji and Myo deck kind of like revolves as I mean like rightfully so, like revolves around like Doji and Myo, right? But like Soun's boss card is Senju, which is Rengen O, which is the Lotus Monarch Senju.
Yeah.
So now what they do as an improvement is, of course, they also in the support cards, they also included the Rengen O, which is the Lotus Monarch, inside their text basically. So like for example, this Seikai Doji, when it is basically the searcher for the deck, the God Seeker if you are more familiar with the term, which is used because this kind of effects like started with a series of cards that are called the God Seekers. So basically, you open the top 3 cards of your deck. When it is summoned, you search for a specific Renwalker, in this case, Gunjo Soun, and 1 card that has the name Rengen O, Myo O, or Doji from among them that is not itself. So let's say Seikai Doji. And then, or 1 blue Soul Burst card into your hand, and then the rest are discarded. Yeah, searcher in blue, which can search for any blue Soul Burst cards. And it has everyone's favorite crush, which is what was it in his saga again?
Isn't it just Crush?
Yeah, it's Crush.
Yeah.
So it's everyone's favorite crush. Yeah. So finally, it has a searcher. It's not just card that is just says Crush from level 1 as it is in the anime. It's way stronger now.
I mean, to be fair, during that time, even just like having Crush is like pretty damn good already.
True. And it's 3,000. It's 4,000 at level 2 as well.
Only 2 cores as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it even reaches level 3 at 4 cores, so it's like even like in the early game, it's actually already quite something. Like if you
exactly. It was already like a decent card. It's like a beginning card, yeah.
Exactly. Like even if you break, you just put your all remaining cores and then like pop out 3 cards. Because why not?
Or just like have like a 7k blocker, which is quite big as well.
Oh yeah, it's a 6k, but yeah, still quite big.
Oh, it's a 6k. Oh
it's
yeah,
a 6k. Yeah.
Okay,
Still
quite
quite
pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah. So looking forward to people actually like replicating the anime and like having 3 Seiki Doji in their field. And blocking with it, of course. Ah, yes, the good old times.
The good old times.
Yeah.
Actually battling what?
What? With blue. And then yeah, since I just save everything from Twitter and then Twitter just decides on its own like and my computer just decides on its own like which cards are being displayed. So like yeah, we will be moving between like the 2 boosters basically. So next up we have I think it's actually like pretty nice support I think from for the Kronos. Because we have the Toki no Shin Eitai. Shin Eitai, so basically the time force. The Time Knight Order Chrono Imperial card. Like once per turn, same name, discard in your trash or instead of sending it back to the deck, it can be set without paying the cost, and then the mirage that you already set will go back to your hand. If you set this card with this effect, you add 1 card from the void to your reserve. And then if you set it from your hand, still you get to it's the 3 cost with 2 reduction, so not that bad. During your turn, at least so now I thought it was very nice, but I just realized that during your turn there, which is still good enough, I think. Which because
I think most of their effects activate during your own turn anyway, so
true. So yeah, which is not too bad. So basically, so all of your Kronos Spirit gets plus 5,000 BP, and your Groundwalker with Kronos in its name are unaffected by opposing cost 4 or lower effects. Like basically, at least during your turn, you won't lose the symbol to the fields. You won't be losing the effects to any of the. This kind of set like you don't lose it to the Velma effects. So like Velma's is just like getting washed by the moment as usual. And then what else? Yeah, and then you kind of get gut break during your turn basically. At the very least.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Yeah, I mean, well, Godbreak is a 1 copy anyway.
I think
does it really matter?
Still. Also, like, there's the, what was it again? I mean, like, there's the the Jumokumashira and the the Komainu would still be a problem during the opposing turn. Because Kronos is the original Kronos is a 6 color. If you just to bring
actually, no, but I didn't, isn't like, aren't they only targeting cost 3 or less?
Oh, the Kronos is 4. Yeah.
Yeah, Kronos is 4, yeah.
Okay, then he is safe. So yeah, basically.
Yeah, it's pretty safe, yeah. It's mainly to prevent Godbreak, I feel like, yeah.
Yeah. Also, basically, like the permanent effects, right? So, like, the only problem would be like the Kronos cannot help you to defend yourself, but other than that, still quite nice. Yeah, not too shabby. Yeah, because especially it's blue. You can just keep on, like, because it goes back to your hand when you set it. If you set a new one, I mean, like if you have a second copy, then you can just discard the one that goes back to your hand with your strong draws and the others, and then you can basically just reuse it like later. Yeah, not too shabby indeed. Yeah, and then we have the revival version for Blizzard Tempest. So now gaining instead of Origin, it has the family Ice Princess. So also when it is discarded from the deck by Fremia and set it to your hand, when you do so, you add 1 card to your Grandwalkers, the usual thing. And then it still has to retain 1 opposing spirit or ultimate to the bottom. After that, if your trash has 4 or more Ice Princess, which is way easier to have now thanks to Fremia. During this turn, when your opponent wants to declare an attack or block, they have to retain 1 spirit to the hand. Yeah. So yeah, basically, if your opponent's playing an ultimate deck, then they cannot perform at any attack again for the rest of the turn.
Yeah.
Pretty neato.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I don't think Ice Princess will really need those cards. So I mean it's a neat option, but that's about
Yeah.
it.
I think like it's kind of like a second option because like I think the deck still kind of can benefit from having like 4 to 5 defense cards. The first 3 is definitely going to be Diamond Wall. So the last 2 is the one that is like can be a little bit flexible. Of course,
but then like you're probably gonna be playing like what
Zero
the
Barrier.
new Bloodshot. The
Oh yeah,
new Bloodshot.
also
Yeah.
works, yeah.
Zero Barrier as well, yeah. So like I mean Blizzard Tempest isn't bad, but like I suppose it depends on like how you're orientating your deck.
True.
Because like, I suppose you play more cards that search for Ice Princess specifically instead of Primal, then yeah, I suppose Blizzard Tempest can be pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
And be good in Mirror as well, actually.
True. Oh yeah, it was like oh wait.
Because people are most likely gonna be playing White Armor.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of prefer the old one though. The old one only has 2 reduction. That's the only problem. This one has 4 reduction. So that's where it is better. But I think, but since I still really like Silver Ore, I kind of want to try out the old one. But yeah, I guess I'll stick with the Zero Barrier for now. I think. Also because the deck, I just realized yesterday, like relying on the Europe, like the Diamond Wall kind of effect can be kind of like detrimental sometimes, because sometimes like if you fight against like decks that restricts your magic usage, like Hades for example, because they can just remove like your core from your reserve. Okay, now your core usage is really limited. Sometimes you can kind of hold them off, but you will be left at one life. So now all the Diamond Walls in your deck is not useful for defense.
I mean, to be fair,
yeah.
I suppose it depends on what they're using. But like for Ice Princess, like by that point you should be finishing them. That's the thing.
Yeah, I guess.
If you're not, then I think your deck has some problems. Not gonna lie.
Maybe. Now we need to go back to my childhood and see where is the problem, where the problem came from.
Killer shoes.
Exactly. Okay, and then of course, speaking of Ice Princess, we have the revival version for HIRAHIRA as well, which I think is it's quite nice. In which now instead of being able to increase your symbol based on the number of your Ice Princess spirits, it instead gains the manifest mechanic. Yeah, so basically it can just pop out, and then when it manifests, it can pops any spirit, nexus, or burst to the hand or the bottom of the deck. So you can either use it to draw more with Premia, or if your counter if your counters 2 or more, this effect cannot be prevented. So yeah, quite nice.
Yeah, I actually really like how they change it up. Makes it way easier to play her now. Exactly. The fact that she can also get rid of Nessus is actually a really good thing.
Exactly.
Like, I don't understand why people are obsessed with like the symbol adding effect, but then again, like people from Hong Kong, they just whine about everything. So.
Fair enough. Because like I think Ice Princess is like, because like and ironically, when I was testing with my friend who plays Hades, like like he was like in 5, I was still in 5 life, right? And then I ironically say to him like, yeah, so basically he prevented one of my attacks, and then I was like thinking whether I should attack again just to lift some damage. And I said to him like unironically, as I was thinking like, yep, I don't think I need to attack now because I can take away those 5 lives like anytime I want to. So, like the symbol gain helps, but like yeah, you have access to Grand Vote and you have access to like all the stuff that can help you to stay alive. So like, huh?
Yeah.
So, like you can just like have like you can just chase them out, like attack like twice and then like or like drop them to 2. I think like dropping you either drop them to 2 or you don't attack at all.
I suppose so.
Mm-hmm.
No, not really.
Mm-hmm.
At least back in the days, because like your playstyle is you want to discard their hand as soon as possible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so
I mean
that's
like
how you play.
yeah. No, I mean like if they kind of like remove your attacker and then like okay, so do I like attack to just drop them to 4? Yeah, that's why I mean like if my attacker is still online, then I will just attack again. But like I will attack regardless because also after I try to test with Premiere, like in the end, like the main problem is still like to get to 1 counter. The easiest part
it's not that hard. It's really not that hard.
No,
Just max out your Riser and poke carrier.
Well, I mean, yeah, when it Riser, you kind of need to wait for your opponent to do something, right?
I mean, and that's fine because like that means you're either holding them off.
Yeah.
Or they like also like
I don't want to.
What is it?
I am impatient. So I have to draw
playing white. Weak ass.
No, I am impatient. I wanted to ram my opponent as soon as possible. That is why. Like that is why like I either drew my Prehelia or I don't play. No, just kidding. But yeah, I mean like that's also why I don't drop Fina, right? Fina is just too good to be dropped. I guess like if I play against Isa, I'll just discard her for other stuff.
I mean, since like Isa is just coming back, I'm actually was saying like how I probably would consider not even playing Vina anymore. To be fair, especially since like depending on which seeker you use, like you also like probably won't have card that's actually look for Vina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Vina is the card that looks for your other cards. You don't need to look for Vina. Vina is not the main Grand Walker anymore. It's Premia now. As sad as it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah. I mean
yeah. Just play more friendly instead, to be fair.
Yeah. Premia cannot increase your attack, Ayumu.
What?
Premia cannot. I mean, like Premia is there to. I mean, like yes, like Vina's throwing like on the first score shots really helps. But like also she refreshes one of your spirit. So that's. I still feel like it's kind of big. Don't know.
Let's be honest. I barely use that. To be fair, I barely use that effect.
Yeah, because you don't play aggressive enough, Ayumu.
Hahaha, yeah, sure.
Yeah, but like on the other side of the fence, we have like the revival of the Divine Queen Concert Kali. Yeah. Can barely. She is as beautiful as the day we found her. So like, you know, like what that means.
What?
Well, I mean like.
Oh,
yeah. She's as beautiful as the day we found her as which means she barely changes. I mean like there are like she is clearly better because like now the level 3 cost for example is a little bit cheaper at 5 instead of 6, and then also the condition for you to summon her from the hand is changed from 100 piece that has the family Astro Blazer to only that is cost 6 or higher, even if I'm not wrong. I already forgot, even though I just used the deck like yesterday.
Cost 5 or higher.
Cost 5 or higher still, but yeah. The new one only asks for like 100 piece that is cost 5 or higher, which removes the restriction a little bit. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. The rest is pretty much the same. And also, of course, she loses. She loses the avatar, for the emperor, like the conclusive family, which doesn't really affect her since the searchers in the deck search for 100 pieces anyway. So yeah. Still going to use the new version, but it is what it is. The one that is not, it is what it is like the like as we discover more of the new the revived version of the, what's that again? Like the supremacy magics. The more supremacy magic gets introduced, the more the soaring fist cries. Cause now yeah. Because now the effect of the gift of Nile doesn't change. Aside from the rebirth condition, of course. But on the B side, now the Cleopatra's origin can fetch a rebirth spirit as well as a rebirth magic. And also when it attacks, it can be blocked. You can activate a magic the flash effect of a magic in your hand without paying the cost. At the end of the battle. Oh yeah, it's the same actually. So yeah, so the upgrade is 1. You can fetch a rebirth spirit, and if you fetch anything, you directly end the battle. So basically, if your life got reduced before the flash timing, then you can just skip the flash timing as well. Pretty neat. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Also, actually, I might have missed out, but you mentioned that on attack is using the magic without paying the cost.
Tapi ini ada magic kado itayo no frashukoka. Okay, so using using the flash effect of a magic card in your hand, yes.
Without paying the cost.
Yes.
Yeah. So you had to pay the cost with the original one.
Oh, I see. Some more upgrades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty damn good card with more reductions as well. So
exactly. Oh yeah, more reductions. Like you see like Cleopatra says in the art is like welcoming the new reductions. Like she's holding the god symbol on her hand, like
yeah. More reductions.
Yeah. I gave you this reduction, use it well. Use it well, you stupid.
What?
Yeah, I almost used the Australian like friendly word. We are not in Australia, so that's but yeah, anyway. Finally an upgrade for Dark Arts. Yay. Oh yeah, and then speaking of reprint of Legends, I just included her just to kind of like tell this, kind of like paint like the scale of why this is a reprint of Legends. Because who asked for Lilia?
All right. Yeah. So I think it's a big hint that like the calm break is coming back.
No. Well, if they revive Etika, it's probably
no. We don't have space. It's gonna be a reprint.
No. That's fucked up. Although yeah, you can. Etika is still as strong as it is, but still. No. Oh well. But yeah, who asked for? I guess it is still a hand, but yeah, this is just as to scale of how the reprint of Legend is doing. Yeah, I guess so.
So like, I'm not gonna complain, even though I have it already. But
I mean, yeah. Do you mean the extra or this one?
Yatika.
Oh, Yatika, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yatika is a very good card. Lilia though. Although you can argue that the Etika is an ice princess because of Lilia, so she is still kind of important in the lore, but like you need to reprint her for that.
I mean, it's pretty obvious that like they're trying to design Ice Princess to be like more like a quick deck as well. So like, and then like, we do have like a problem to trying to send like Yetika out. So like, I suppose like, you know, there's like a specific playstyle in their mind that uses what's the name again, Lilia. So it's like, I mean, yeah, sure, I'll give them that. I mean, personally, I don't really care because I got most of the stuff anyway. So we'll print whatever you want.
Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah, it's actually it will be actually pretty interesting if like they choose not to reprint Frisium. I mean, we have one more slot anyway, so it's literally either Yetika or Frisium, and it's looking to be Frisium, and not Frisium, so Yetika. Yeah. Which like makes sense because like that seems to speed up quite a bit as well, and like Frisium honestly is a little bit too slow, and like they don't exactly need the immunity, so yeah.
So yeah, we will see.
I will still love Frisium just because like I managed to have a good chat with the French costume because of that.
Nice.
Literally, they took out my Ice Princess deck to have a check, and then they saw Frisium and was like, "Oh my god, this is so pretty."
I know, right? Still really like her just to get some extra damage. Also to bait like people into like wasting their Hades disaster and stuff. Yes, this is the threat. You want to remove her. Just ignore my Prehelia that's like standing and going to wreck your field for like 10 turns straight, but don't worry. This is the threat. Remove her. But yeah, bringing back the LT. Now we also have the Seeker basically for Homura Toshi, which now focuses on face Emperor Beast as either a vassal or Lord.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. And also it has Spirit Soul double red. So basically, how do I put this? They kind of like want to cement that the finisher is going to be Leon Lancer. The Sengoku 6th General Leon Lancer.
No, it's more. I think it's more of they're just trying to want to include him.
True.
It's kind of like a flavor thing, really. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're speculating like Leon Lancer might come back as an LT with like Master Rare or something, because like we don't have any more slots for X Rare, so like either Leon Lancer is gonna be the double X Rare, or it's gonna be like a Master Rare kind of thing.
Which will be nice if it actually like has some more. But yeah, the double X is probably going to be God Sucks, isn't it?
Actually, no, that's debatable. That's the thing. Because like, what will be the double X Rare? Type the end, but do we really need another Type the end?
Yes.
No, we don't. Fuck off.
Yes. Yeah, and speaking of God Sucks, like right after we have the Ichiban Spear LT. Which now, also, it also affects the God Sex in your trash. That is originally cost 8 and 9. Which actually like removes one of the funny quirk that is like a barely weakness of the old Ichiban Spear, in which your like smaller God Sex also becomes Cossacks.
No.
Oh yeah. No,
because it only targets the original God Sex.
Okay. So now it covers all God Sex. Well, all the Tenmou God Sex that are cost 8 or 9.
Yes.
Yeah, and then what else? So your contractor Dairoku Tenmao, when you have a contractor Dairoku Tenmao, this spirit and your Tenmao spirit or Grand Walker Nexus. It's unaffected by opposing red, white, blue, spirit, ultimate, nexus, and magic.
So basically, ultra armor, red, white, blue.
Mm-hmm.
But because the effects are also applying to the Grand Walker, so they cannot give it the Kira name.
No, that's fucked up. Well,
that's how they like it to work. So
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have purple anyway, so it doesn't really mean anything. Like the keyword.
Oh yeah, like I mean, it still stops Blue World, so
True.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It just that it doesn't stop Shinji.
Yeah. No, I meant like the requirement of the word armor. I think like requiring it to have the keyword armor is only matters if you face against purple for now. I think. Because like other than purple,
red as well.
Yeah, I mean like red. But yeah, like who brings like the destruction effects in red that can only be prevented by armor anyway? Huh? Sue says that.
Juice.
Sue says that.
It starts with shoes.
Okay, I already forgot everything about that guy. That old guy is already punched anyway.
He's literally in the meta right now. What are you talking about?
No, I'm still in denial. That guy's in the past. Don't bring him back. But yeah. Next up, we have the Dairoku, the contractor, Dairoku Tenmao himself. So yeah, kinda the contract field wants you to have only God Sex and Tenmao or vassal cards in your trash, basically. Only then its symbol will be any color. And then when you summon a spirit as the Rakuten, the 6 Heavenly Rush, you get to add 3 counters as well. And then at 6 counters, when it is level 2, at the start of your attack step, once per turn same name, by sending 5 cards from this nexus to the void. During this turn, when your Cortex attacks, your opponent cannot use magic unless they send their soul core to the trash.
Yep, so it's literally paying the cost and then send the soul core as well.
Yeah.
So it's not the soul core, it's part of the cost.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of effects, it's pretty decent. It's just like we have to see what kind of like Vessel or Lord family cards are we getting there, because what's going on here is that like the deck is basically also locking out the generic defense cards.
Yes. Which can be a problem. Or,
yeah.
You just fuck yourself up and bring like this stuff that can banish your own trash. Because you like to live it the hard way.
I mean, so some people are saying that like they might LT the the magic card, what, turn end worm, turn end.
Yes. And your turn insect. And your turn. We are not dissing each other here. We are all of course we do have some friendly banter, but it's not we are just saying the card's name. And when I say to Ayumu, are you stupid? I am referring to the Evangelion collaboration card, and I'm not asking if he's actually stupid or not.
Theo,
yes.
Are you stupid? That's a genuine question.
I see. Which to answer that, we have to trace it back to 1945.
No, shut up.
Well, at least okay. I always say something racist, so let's say that we don't see color, because that's what the cavalry slash is doing. Yes, purple and their this card is treated as colorless. We don't see colors. And this is actually like one of the this is like probably the second best after like the Bloodshot Blade. Because now the flash effect just ignores armor, and it destroys every single spirit or ultimate that has 3 or less cores. Yeah. And then even the removal ignores the colors, remove 4 cores from spirit or ultimate, and then after, if you deplete anything, as usual, you pay 2 costs to flip it, and then you can summon 1 purple only spirit or brave card without paying the cost. And then at level 2-3, destroy 1 opposing spirit ultimate that is exhausted. Once per turn, if your counters 3 or more, send 1 core from the opposing life or field to the reserve that is not a soul core. To the void, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, pretty damn broken.
Exactly. this and the, like, you see this and the Bloodshot Plate, and then you see Soaring Fist, and then, like, these are designed by the same people for the same set.
Yeah. I think we discussed about how awkward Soaring Fist was.
Yeah.
So let's not repeat that.
Yeah. It was sad. Like as when we were talking about like Gift of Nile, like the more we talk about like the other supremacy magic.
Excuse me. I mean, people do use Gift of the Nile. What are you talking about?
No. Including Gift of the Nile. So like the more we talk about like any supremacy magic, like the more Soaring Fist like looks sad.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Yes. So
like,
now
even the red one is like good now.
Yeah. So now our only hope that our only hope so that the meme will live on is like for the green one to actually also be way more decent than the blue one.
I mean, it's going to be though.
Yes.
I mean, even right now, the original one, people are already using it. Like some people are still using it in like some decks, so it's not going to be that hard. Yeah.
Exactly. So the blue one is going to be set forever.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. And then now we have the Sokai no contractor Sokai contractor Gunjo Soun as well. Yeah, so the contract failed once per turn. Where after your burst activates, you can set a burst card from your hand. It's a soft once per turn, by the way. If you have 3, after your burst activates up to 3 times, you can set a new one. And which can matter because your deck can revolve around the mechanic. What was it again? What is Kido in English?
Catalyst. Well,
Catalyst, yeah.
Catalyst are the spirits,
Yeah, catalyze. So you can even catalyze out the I guess like if you catalyze like any color, then you can do Otenta as well. Return your soul core, do another catalyze, because why not?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but also, well, it's just in general, it can like means like your defense is like slightly better.
Yeah.
And just like trying to sacrifice like the burst slot for attack and stuff like that. Yeah.
True. And then so basically, this Nexus only has 1 level, by the way.
Yeah.
So
to be honest though, I don't understand the obsession of like you can clearly see that like the design is like all contract necessities like cannot have a level 2 unless the level 2 is about what is it? It's about counters. Because you see someone's like what's the condition? It's like this Nessus must have 4 cores or more. Then why don't you just put 4 cores at level 2?
Fair enough.
Yeah, no. Well, no, because contract guaranteed Nessus has to level up based on counters. Is their logic, so it's so dumb.
Yeah. It's just a design choice.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't know. maybe they were thinking like just a future proofing, like if they do have some sort of mechanic that
Yeah, it's
relies on
probably
having,
proof. Yeah.
basically just to prevent you from having too many nexus that is a guaranteed and then can get to level 2 quote unquote permanently. Because like basically if you're for Grand Walker Nexus, if your opponent doesn't interact with it, it's pretty much going to be it's going to stay at level 2 regardless, right?
No, but like that's what I mean. Like, so and they could have put it as like 4 cores for level 2 instead of saying like level 1 effect, and this Nexus needs to have 4 cores.
Yeah, that's my point. I mean, like, because it cannot be interacted with. Like, if you have like a deck that relies on your Nexus being level 2, then basically have that guaranteed, right? So yeah.
No,
anyway,
it's the other way around.
Mm.
Kind of. Okay, I guess whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we are talking about something hypothetical that will not happen anyway. So let's forget about that. Anyway, so okay, so when you're once per turn, when your Rengen O or like a Myo O that has a soul core on it attacks, you can move 1 to 2 cores from this nexus to the target. When you do so, destroy all opposing spell or ultimate with the lowest cost. Yes. Yeah, basically the good old effect of the tamers, basically. Or the Digimon tamers.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
Corbus 2, let's go.
Let's go. Corbus 2 for free. Yeah, because of how this word that like basically how do I put this? Even if your opponent has no spirit or ultimate, you can still move the course, and then the rest is like you do as much as you can, which you try to destroy, but there's nothing.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, free Corvus, let's go.
Well, 2, but yes.
Yeah. Yes. Free 2 Corvus. Yeah, and then like speaking of the devil, we have like the red supremacy now, which is the Kuga, like the flashing fang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kuga Isen. Yeah.
Kuga Isen, yeah. Why is the image a little bit smaller than the others? Like I literally can't read it earlier. So yeah, now when your opponent sings spirit or ultimate attacks, you can use the effect, which is destroy 1 opposing nexus. The destroy target cannot activate their effects. And then if you activate and the attacking spirit or ultimate has 5,000 or higher PP, this spirit can flip. This card can flip. And then the flash effect is, of course, destroy any number of opposing spirit or ultimate up to the total PP of 20,000. Classic red effect.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like I like the best part is like how free the Nexus destruction is.
Yeah.
And then I just find how funny how like in Saga we still hate Nexus destructions, and in Japanese like you get Nexus destruction, you get Nexus destruction. Everyone gets Nexus destruction. Just destroy them for free. Yay! And you get an extra spirit as well.
Yeah. And also if it survives into your turn, it can burn opposing life as well, because why the fuck not?
Freaking crazy.
Yeah. It's quite nuts. And then like I would want to complain at the ceiling for the destruction when it rebirths is a little bit too small. But then I realized this is no longer the rebirth era. You have like mirages that increases your PP destruction limit based on your counter, and it's actually and it actually can be pretty annoying if you play if you play in decks that plays the I think like Apollon is going to be the most apparent one, but yeah. But yeah, can be pretty annoying. So basically, you can use the flash to destroy any total like 32,000 or something, and you flip it, and then like now you destroy anything that is like 22,000 or lower.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fun.
It cannot be prevented. The destroyed spirit cannot activate. Destroyed card cannot activate their effects. Very fun. Yeah. So this is basically your backup max star in a way. Oh god.
Kinda, I guess. I mean, people are just gonna play for the Nexus destruction, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then like the doesn't. Okay. Okay. So I misread something. So you basically can flip if you destroy a nexus, or if the attacking spirit or ultimate is 5,000 or higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy. It has two.
Crazy.
It has two conditions. Quiet rat indeed. And then of course, because we were talking about an Emperor Beast card, now we have the Emperor Beast guy, the Homurotoshi. Also keeping the team with zone of not having a level 2.
I mean, this one's kind of okay.
Mm-mm.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean it's a pay 3. You fetch one of his cards basically. So any Emperor Beast card that has Vassal or Lord, and then the contract field during your main step once per turn, same name. When you're Taiga, Leon Lancer. Wait, Shibuno. Sorry, it's during your attack step. Sorry, I cannot read. So when your Taiga or Leon Lancer destroys activates their destruction effect. If your opponent has no spirit or ultimate, send 6 cards from this nexus to the void. By doing so, you send up to 2 opposing life to the reserve. Yep. Could have one full Takato and move it to the attacking target, but I guess we can only have one Takato, Matsuda Takato.
Yeah, we don't really need more of that, to be fair.
Yeah, let's stop at Matsuda Takato. Let's not have more.
Let's not have more.
Indeed. The fetch is already making it quite okay though. The second one, like the second contract fell, is an icing on the cake pretty much.
Wait, what is
the what?
What are you talking about?
No, I mean like the
the
contract skill kind of like it fetches your stuff, right? So like it's not going to be it's going to be usable at least.
Yeah.
Also, it charges from any cost 2 or higher. So like even better.
Yeah.
And yeah, the only sad part is he specifies the taiga with that thing that extends the sound. With that slash with that dash that is there to extend the sound, so you cannot use it with Sendri Taiga.
Alright.
Yeah.
Lol.
I mean,
hello.
When I saw this guy like the first time, I got so excited. I was talking to Toki like, yo, I went like, it's not the strat, but like we can do like this. We can just make it as a fun thing. Just do a Sandry Tiger video and then like just use this guy. And then like I read it again and then like, no, she's missing the dash. This is fucked up. I cannot use Sandry Tiger. That's fucked up.
Rip
in it. And then we have the return of the time gate. Yeah.
Which is actually so much better, yeah.
So yeah, educate me, Ayumu.
But I mean, well, the first of that, like, so this only returns 2 cards to the bottom
instead of 3. Okay.
Instead of 3, yeah, which already makes it easier. And well, I mean, it's fair they had this condition because you can stack it as well. So to be fair, it's pretty goddamn good.
Mm-mm.
And it's one of the few cards that also return cards during the opposing attack steps. Well, during the opposing turn. So that's pretty good. That's pretty solid. I think the rebirth condition is also easier now. It's when this Nessus or any of your Chronos spirits leaving the field. Not by it doesn't have to be by effects as well, so it's pretty good.
So you can block as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
And then reborn effects, destroy cost 7 or less. Or if you have a Mirage set, destroy up to 3 cost 7 or less, ignoring the break cost.
Beautiful.
Which makes it pretty good. Yeah, pretty good board wipe. Yeah. And then we got like the treat as highest level effect, which we don't really care about. Well, I mean, yeah, it's just like a lot better than before already. So yeah, pretty good.
And I just realized the implication that of the level 1 of the pre-rebirth effect is that because if it survives until the start of the attack step and you activate the effect, then even if the Nexus got removed, the effect will still be there.
Yeah, it becomes a lingering effect. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just realized that's actually like the good part about this. How this Nexus resolves its effects. Damn. That is indeed beautiful. Ah yeah, time. What a finite resource. Yeah. And then next we have also the revival for the Lotus bird Ambika. Yeah, so now
they kind of make it slightly better as well, yeah.
Yeah.
So like now you actually have a reason to play her because like at least you can get the draws.
Yeah.
It's just like pretty much the most important part, really. Like I can't remember what else is improved actually. Oh yeah, the level. Okay, Oh yeah, the level 2, like the rebirth effect, is also like easier to do as well. Like you can trigger it yourself. That's the thing. Yeah, which makes it so much better than just being a passive effect. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now I actually wanted to try her out.
Yeah, and then the reborn effect, as usual, actually, it's not just reborn, it's on attack as well. I think the original one is like only on reborn, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So like, it means like your attacks are like a lot more aggressive now, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like the stay on the field effect, which previously is basically just returning the stuff to the hand.
Now
now
you also have the choice to remain on the field.
Yeah, at the cost of your life. But if you are winning, you don't need any more life, really. Just pay it.
Yeah.
Just pay the cost.
Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Damn, and then I don't know why there's a sudden realization that now we are at block 12. Don't know why that made me feel old. I started when it was like block 5, I think. Damn. Yeah, the God King is block.
I started even before blocks was a thing.
Yeah. So you're old, ha?
Yes, I'm old.
Yeah. And then next we also have another revival of the Time Grandstone, the Kronos Grandstone. Yeah. So now it needs 6 cores to unleash itself. Okay. And then once per turn, if when your Kronos status not when your spirit or next when your Kronos spirit or Nexus is summoned or deployed, you draw 2 and then discard 2, which is pretty neat still. And then with the 3 birds, you can by ignoring the cost of praise, destroy any number of opposing spirit or destroy any number of opposing spirit or ultimate up to the total cost of 8, which is still pretty big. Like even if you destroy 1 cost 8, it's like basically almost everything.
Yeah, it can touch ultimate as well, which is the important part.
Yeah. I don't like that sentence because it can destroy Ishtar.
Lol.
Yeah. When it is brave, when the spirit attacks, then return up to 3 Kronos card from your trash to the bottom of your deck. By doing so, your opponent cannot use magic or excel. Nice.
Nice.
Noise. Not nice for the target, but like noise. If Audition Kronos is still here to blow the opposing team, this will be even more bomb. But what can we do? But
I mean,
yeah.
we already got Lombardi skipping
true.
the main step, so
Yeah. So yeah,
let's be honest. Technically, we don't need more.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to go back to the Lombardi deck, just like in the end, Hunter Beast is a strategy deck. But yeah, we do have like the new Yugoshian. What is the Yugoshian? The combined deity.
We just call it the fusion deity or
Yeah, the
something
fusion
like that.
deity. Ardhanarishwara. Finally, I can say her name like correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically just like Durga, when it is discarded by yellow Mirage card, you can treat as cost 4 and summon her. So yeah, with full reaction, basically she can be summoned quote unquote for free, because free in Battle Spirits means a lot of things, and you cannot say things are free although you don't pay anything. You're paying 0 cost, and not paying the cost is a different thing. Yeah. Welcome to Battle Spirits.
I mean, the concept isn't wrong.
Yeah. True. Yeah, then it has a release on summon. So you can summon one card, 100-piece card that has Mirage from your hand or Mirage Zone without paying the cost. If you do so, once per turn, same name, by sending one card from your yellow Grand Nexus to this spirit. During this turn, this spirit activates during the attack step effect of the summon target. Yeah. During this attack step, Mirage.
So on summon, on summon, you can summon a Hunter Beast family Mirage card from your hand or Mirage without paying the cost. When you've done so, once per turn, same name, you can move a card from your yellow Grand Nexus to the spirit. And so during this turn, the spirit that's being summoned by
Ardhanarishwara.
Ardhanarishwara.
Yeah.
So the Mirage effect with the specific timing of your attack step on the summon target, you can activate it for the turn.
Okay, so it's lingering.
Yeah, it's lingering.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. And then of course,
I need to get a double take with that as well when it was first released.
Yeah, it's pretty convoluted sentence. Like, yeah, once it get you see like how it works, it is kind of intuitive, but like reading it is like really hard.
I mean, it's basically like having a second Mirage for the turn.
Yeah.
That's literally the concept.
Yeah. Basically, for one turn, you play Rahorakti, in a way. Yeah, and then she has a passive at level 2 and 3 to prevent opponents from ending your attack step, which is pretty nice still, because if your opponent still allows you to attack, you can still leave some damage.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally what Pavadi needs, so
yeah,
that's a good thing. I mean, we had the fish before, but let's be honest, that fish is goddamn hard to use.
Exactly. Rape fish, you'll be remembered. That's like the thing with Ardhanarishwara, right? Like if you if you want to argue for the if you want to argue for the fish, Ardhanarishvara, you can just use Parvati's effect when your 100-piece attacks. You draw one from the bottom, and then you can return one card to the top of your deck. So after that, you can activate your Mirage effect to discard Ardhanarishvara from the top of your deck and then summon her. So yeah, that's how you can summon Ardhanarishvara for way cheaper than the fish. Fish will be remembered. I still like remember the days where the fish actually like got me the wins. So yeah. Moment of silence for the fish. Moment of silence done. So yeah. Anyway, still pretty neat. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like now Durga can have more space to shine in a way. Thanks to the new Parvati. But we will see. And then, yeah, this is just to appreciate the couple secret thing. Us and couple secret rarity. it's English is hard, but yeah, basically just hang on Yomiji, the path to Yomi reincarnation, getting a reprint and also a secret version that features both Izanagi and Izanami because they are one neat package, unlike all other Grand Walker Nexus. Which makes me kind of wanted to complete the deck because I have like 50% of Izanagi Izanami deck in my collection. I think it's a good opportunity since most of the important cards are reprinted anyway. Might as well, I guess.
Yeah, it's like you can see Izanami just like fangirling so hard as well. So it's really funny.
Yeah. I mean, like, I guess it's kind of like interpretation if like Izanagi like successfully like brought Izanami back from Yomi. Because like in the original fairy tale, it was not that beautiful.
You have triggered my history sense.
Oh no! Okay, go on.
So there are actually two versions.
Okay.
Let me grab my references.
Nice. All right, guys. The refresh step is over. It is now time for Ayumu's PSM winner.
Right, here we go. Let's see.
Okay.
Oh, I dropped my bookmark.
Classic.
Classic indeed.
Yeah, classic professors.
So,
Yep.
So actually, and we have two sources of like the story of Izanami and Izanagi. So one is called Kojiki, and one is called Nihon Shoki. And so the one that we remember, which is Kojiki, I believe, is the one that says that Izanami was dead, and then she stayed at Yomi, and then like they basically had a divorce and stuff like that.
Yep.
But in Nihon Shoki, none of this ever happened, and they live ever happily ever after.
I see.
So based on the law of Battle Spirits, it seems like it's following Nihon Shoki rather than Kojiki. So basically, nothing bad happened between them, and they live happily ever after.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's kind of like a mix because obviously we got Kamiumi and then like Yomi as well. But like, yeah.
I guess that's my headcanon now. I will just have the headcanon that this is actually like the third version in which it starts with the Kojiki version in which they got separated by death, and then he basically like looked beyond.
And then Izanagi save Izanami, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Kind of thing, yeah. Yeah, that would be quite romantic.
Indeed. it's my headcanon now. They're my OTP. Oh my god. No. Yeah, and then now a little bit of a sneak peek to the next chapter to the Kyakuhen Kan, which is going to be a new extra for Lu. Yeah, it's
for Lu.
Lu. Little different with my last name, of course, but yeah.
Yes. So this is what's it called?
Slay Vanille.
Bugei
Mm-mm.
ki soku.
Mm-mm.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Mm-mm.
Slay vanille.
Mm-mm.
I think. Well, it's a. It's. I don't know what Bandai is thinking.
Mm-mm.
There might be some connections. I haven't looked too deep into it yet.
Mm-mm.
But it seems like this spirit is based on Sleipnir,
Yes.
which means slippy or the slipper
Mm-mm.
in Old Norse,
Mm-mm.
based from Norse mythology,
Mm-mm.
and it's the eight-legged horse ridden by Odin.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the problem, though.
Mm-mm.
Lu is Irish,
Yes.
so I don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah. Interesting. But it does indeed has 8 legs in a way, so
Yeah, it's like it's weird. So so the card is called Slave Veneer
Mm-mm.
because I believe it's like a mix of word of like Sleipnir
Mm-mm.
and then also Vanir, which is another Norse term,
Mm-mm.
which is a group of gods associated with fertility, wisdom, and the ability to see the future.
Yay.
Yeah, so like I don't know. There might be some like very niche connection between the two, which like
Mm-mm.
we haven't figured out yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the Bandai legit like digs for like the most niche details ever.
Yeah. Also given
Like,
that the Vikings has been
yeah.
everywhere.
I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised if there was like some influences, to be fair, but
Mm-mm.
like it's gonna be some really niche stuff that like I need to like get into some more research.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Indeed. One day, one Japanese guy with really too much free time on his hand will be like looking up these references, and we can just steal them.
I mean, there probably will be some in like a month or something. Yeah.
True. Yeah, the beauty of the internet. No, just kidding. We
Mm-hmm.
will then steal it. We will not repeat. We will take inspirations from it.
I mean, we can just reference them.
Yes.
The
Indeed.
researchers do, which like
Uh-uh.
people nowadays don't fucking bother anymore
Yeah.
because they just use ChatGPT.
Exactly. So yeah, do your own research. But anyway, finally, yeah, pretty nice addition to those who are going to fight in the 3v3 because like by the time this episode is out during this weekend, the 3-on-3 qualifier for Indonesia is going to happen. So yeah, good luck guys if you are going to be playing there. I realized too late that I can probably actually afford to go home. But yeah, it is what it is. Also, my visa just came out, so it's a little bit too sudden if I want to go home, unfortunately. But yeah, the Artemis is really nice, and it will be included as a prize if you are on the first or second place as well. So yeah, they are actually like the Indonesian one is pretty. How do I put this? Is it lavish or is it like you get a lot basically for winning? Let's see.
It's
Generous.
I wouldn't say generous. Yeah, but lavish is more like I don't know. I'm suppose it depends on context, but like in my opinion, lavish is more like a negative term.
Yeah, because it's more kind of like wasteful, kind of like display of wealth.
Yeah, like glamorous. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, if you win, the champion team will get the champion version of Rahorakti, and then the champion version of the Judgment Dragoness that is previously a champion promo for the Battle Spirits 3-on-3 during the Bandai Card Fest, in the Bandai Card Fest, basically, in the World Championship, with that's previous in the World Championship in Japan. And then and then the third one you get the Artemis as well. Pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
And do they get the Nyx as well? I need to check. That's like the Artemis is confirmed. I think they updated it actually. Yeah. So basically top 3 team will get the not only the Artemis but also the Artemistral bit.
Oh, Mistral bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
Artemistral bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually they don't get the Nyx here, but yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a Nyx yet. Anyway.
Yeah. Have you not? Have you not seen the mommy? I think it's for the next one. It's for Battler's Tour.
Wait, do we actually have it? I can't remember.
We have
yeah,
them.
we do.
We have the mommy. welcoming you to the world of sweaty meta players.
God. I thought you were going to say something else. Oh God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Thank goodness. Yeah, this is still technically needs to be family friendly. But yeah.
Even though we've been swearing like all the time already.
Yeah, swearing is fine. let's not go beyond swearing.
I still remember how like a few months ago I was still being really careful at like Pokemon locals to not swear too much, and then like today I was literally chatting to like this 15-year-old boy, and like I was just like, oh yeah, the Hong Kong government is like fucking shit. It's
yes.
I mean to be fair, he is a very mature person. Like that's kind of why kind of went a bit lax on that on him. But like, yeah. Oh my God. But like, yeah, actually mentioning that, yeah, they did a really fucking stupid thing.
Yeah.
Recently, today, actually. So, do you know how basketball works in terms of points?
To some extent, yes. So depending on how close like, you are, you get less points, basically.
Yeah. So like the max we can get is like the 3 points, the 3-point shots, which you can get by shooting in the ball from outside, the half circle around the basket.
Yep.
The government at a park that's like close to my home, they added a 4-point line. And then they claim it's more creative and give more fun to the players. Yeah, sure. More fun by breaking the rules. Okay.
Yay.
I honestly don't know what they're thinking. I don't want to know.
Yeah. Let's not get into there. Because I think like it's the fun thing, right? Like the moment you got too comfortable with Europeans, like somehow you just got comfortable enough that you start to talk about your government. Like I feel like also it's kind of like more into their culture as well to some extent, because like, or at least like in Germany, right? Like because in my German lessons, when we want to talk about something a little bit more complicated, just to learn more vocabularies, then they will start to talk about like culture shocks, a cultural clash, often of course politics to some extent, but yeah.
Yeah, like I just don't care about the British government too much right now. So
yeah, because like
I mean, for a while I didn't even realize that Boris Johnson was like off the position already.
I know, right? I mean, like when Angela Merkel first like stopped being the chancellor of Germany, like she was basically the chancellor, like the only German chancellor that I ever known. So like when she stepped down, I was like, oh okay, so it's finally going to, probably a lot is going to change. And then like she got replaced by Olaf Scholz. And then when he first went to office, like there's lots of news, and then there's nothing. And then like suddenly one day, I was like in a random conversation with someone, and then like they just point out like at that very moment, like Germany has no chancellor. Like when I'm an Indonesian, but like our politics is always tied to us having a president, because like the main political power is always on the president, right? Although we do have like the parliaments and everything, but like in other political, like Germany and the UK, like the main power is basically in the parliaments represented by the chancellor and the prime minister, right?
Yeah.
So like not having a prime minister, not having a chancellor, is the government can function basically. Like it just doesn't click in my mind. Like, what do you mean we don't have a chancellor? And like I feel like in another way, like I feel like having a figurehead is kind of like has always been the default for me. So it's just a culture shock for me, because like with Singapore and with the UK, like at the very least, like if you need any figurehead, like you at least have the figurehead. Like you have the president. Like Singapore has a president that basically has no political power. He's just a figurehead. He's basically like the Queen of England, but like with even less power. Yeah, but like basically now, like if someone need to represent, like if, for example, like in a transitional period where the UK doesn't have a prime minister, then basically the king can kind of like sub in to represent the UK, right? Yeah. But like I don't think Germany has that kind of figurehead, so I don't know what will happen. Probably like the head of parliament or something. But
probably, yeah.
But yeah, it's just I don't know why like having a figurehead is just such a default for me, that when there is no figurehead, it was like different.
I mean, it makes sense, because like a lot of things can only function when you at least have like a person standing in the position, I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah, but it's politics. What do we know?
Indeed. Yeah, very little. Not that I can be involved in Indonesian politics given how I look. So yeah.
Lemah what?
Yeah. Also, we get another look of the Siegfried as well. The Dark Emperor Dragon Siegfried. He's standing up. He's ready to attack. And we have Galad finally making his return. Finally.
I just love how Siegfried has like the classic short scare face.
Hehe. Oh yeah. Now that you mention it, I cannot unsee it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels a little bit jarring, because like I think like what makes like the art for the AX Siegfried works is like how dark it is. But like this one is like, probably it's also because it was for foiling. Also, like you see like some of the anime booster Grandwalker Nexuses, they kind of like looks really, like the color looks really flat, but I guess that's because they prepared it for like the foiling. Like I guess that's the same thing with this version of Siegfried. So basically they design it so that the foiling can pop off.
Yeah.
But like now, because of that, when we say it, like see only the image, like with flat colors, it feels like really bright. It feels like he's less of like the evil Dragon Emperor and more into like, yeah, I'm slightly a baddie, isn't it? Slay. Oh my god. Yeah. Next looks really pretty nice though. Yeah, we still don't get to see her eyes, but I guess that's kind of the point. Yeah, the Artemis is also really nice. Yeah, and then for the last card, this is not really a new card, just another art appreciation thing. But yeah, for the next top battle, we have Commander V3's version of the Mass Soul.
Yeah, we're literally just gathering them like Infinity Stones now.
Yeah.
now that we're done with like the not sure Heisei and
Mm-mm.
Reiwa
Yeah.
Kamen Riders, we're just like slowly moving on with like the Showa ones.
Exactly. Still waiting for
What's
yeah.
what's this even for? This is like just for collab battle. It's not even like for Kamen Code or something like that.
Mm-mm.
Like, imagine those who don't play Kamen Riders like just like getting sick of like getting like another muscle.
Mm-mm.
I mean, probably not. They can earn quite a bit from it. So
Mm-mm.
yeah.
Exactly. I'm still waiting for the Kamen Rider Black RX version though. This is a Kamen Rider that is pretty close to my childhood. Also, I'll need to show you a video later.
Old.
Yeah.
You old.
Yeah. As a disclaimer, I never saw the show itself. I just had a toy growing up, and then like the first camera that I saw was actually Kuga, I think. Or I did
fair
saw,
enough, yeah.
or I did see Black RX, but like, don't keep it in my memory. It's probably I was really young. And also, I was obsessed with Tom and Jerry. I watched nothing but Tom and Jerry when I was small.
I mean, that's fair. I
Mm-mm.
kind of did the same. I mean, to be
Yeah.
fair, I watch more anime. It's more like if I had to go into Cartoon Network, then
Mm-mm.
it's like Tom and Jerry and nothing else really.
Yeah.
Until my brother start watching Ben 10 during our dinner, and then so I was like kind of forced to watch with him.
Yeah, and then I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then okay, now we are at the peak of cartoons. So like, well, there's SpongeBob as well. It's in different factors, but like there's those two are pretty much the peak of 2000s cartoons. So yeah,
I actually never watched Airbender.
yeah. Maybe we do need to make that kind of book club thing because we already copied so much from Trash This anyway. So let might as well.
Make what?
So they have this like once a month episode, I think, where basically they have to. It's kind of like a book club, so they basically have to either watch or play or like read a piece of media. So it can be a movie, it can be an anime, it can be a game, it can be a book, and then basically just discuss like the content of it, basically.
I mean, I'm already doing that, so if you want to, I guess.
Oh no. Yeah, I guess we can think about it in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I'm literally tutoring people and like just like analyzing literature like at least twice every week. So
True.
what's the harm of adding one more once a month? Am I right?
True.
You can listen to how dead I am right now.
Yes.
Fucking Romeo and Juliet, freaking hell.
And I mean, like, of course, it can be a movie. So, like, yeah, you at most you're probably going to spend like 3 hours.
I mean, true, yeah, but like, actually, surprisingly, out of all things, I actually watch less movies than reading books.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that I only watch stuff when I'm eating, and I rarely eat more than an hour. So I don't watch any movies because I also know that after I'm done eating, I'm just gonna sit there and finish the movie instead of like trying to break it up and like finish it next session or something like that. So yeah, I do not watch movies.
Fair enough.
Unless it's going out with friends. So like the last movie that I actually watched was Chicken Jockey.
Oh no! Fuck no! But to be fair, also like the last movie that I watched is Chick Works. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was a movie. Yeah.
Which is also like covered in the first 3 episodes of the anime. So like yeah, I paid I paid money to watch the first 3 episodes, and I got.
I mean, to be fair, it's more cinematic as well. But
yeah, and you can kind of justify like buying a big pack of popcorn while you're doing that.
Oh god,
Yeah.
not the popcorn again.
Yeah.
Oh my god, actually, no. Have I told you how like I actually had to use Minecraft memes
Mm-mm.
to explain stuff to my student?
Mm-mm.
So like what was that I was talking about? Oh right, yes, because like his question was about analyzing the structure
Mm-mm.
of like the piece of media that he was being given,
Mm-mm.
and then so like the extract that he was given
Mm-mm.
has a very obvious increase of dialogues,
Mm-mm.
like from the middle session onwards,
Mm-mm.
and then I wanted him to notice that,
Mm-mm.
or like more like explain to him why that is important.
Mm-mm.
And so what I literally did is I literally pick out the example of like the Minecraft movie,
Mm-mm.
and then I just like I explain like, okay, so so like you've been hearing like all those like Minecraft memes, like chicken jockey and all those
Mm-mm.
stuff, like stuff like that. Why do you think like people like um kind of enjoy that
Mm-mm.
and enjoy those memes, talk about those memes all the time,
Mm-mm.
and then like and then actually no, more like it's the other way around. So like why do you think people are like spamming the dialogues
Mm-mm.
all the time?
Mm-mm.
And the answer is because they like the movie.
Mm-mm.
They think the movie is very memorable,
Mm-mm.
etc.
Mm-mm.
And then it's the same effect here.
Mm-mm.
With the extract.
Mm-mm.
So like so like the event being described in the extracts changed to like a lot of dialogues because it is very memorable to the speaker.
Mm-mm.
And that was literally how I try to explain to him.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Oh my goodness, I felt like I just went into the galaxy brain mode trying to process that.
just like how I was processing your Vanguard talk.
Oh no. Oh yeah, true. I understood like the other way around, but like yeah, finally understood now. So yeah, I guess that has been all the cards that we found interesting for the last 2 weeks, I guess. So now we are still waiting for the old cards to return in the anime booth there, and also more reprints to come in the reprint of Legends. We do still have like the extra for Premia and also the extra for Kronos as well. And also the return of Yatika Rakesh, our Lord and Savior.
The return what?
Our Lord and Savior Yatika Rakesh. Yatika, yeah.
Oh right, all right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh right, you kind of pronounce his name differently. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, now I just realized we pronounce it like really differently. Also like how I always pronounce Prihelia as Prihelia, just because instead of Bulgaria. Although now I do write it as Bulgaria, but I read it as Prihelia still. Because I read it from I just interpreted it from the katakana, and so it's Puriheria, so it's Puriheria.
Yeah, we like I'm getting it from like the actual original Scandinavian name, so yeah.
Yeah. How do you write it in Scandinavian though? Ding ding ding.
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria, I see.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Well, more like freaking hell, Bulgaria.
With the heart key. With the heart H.
kind of, yeah. Actually, need to.
Oh.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like even then, like the one that I've been using is it's like a Romanized version. So it's a Russian name borrowed from Ancient Greek, Pulcheria, and from Latin, pulcher, which means beautiful. So, okay. So in terms of proper name, in terms of like as a proper noun, the given name is actually pronounced as Procerida. or Proseria. Proseria. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And then in English, it's actually supposedly pronounced as Paucheria.
Mm-mm.
So whatever you want to pick, I guess.
Oh my god. It went deep.
It went deep.
Deep. Also, like there's a bonus now since we are speaking of names, like there's also a bonus lore. Like like my name, the E in my name is silent, right? And the E in Theodore is silent.
Yeah.
But like in German, the E cannot be silent. Like people whose name is Theodore here, basically they don't have the trailing E, so it's just Theodore and stops at R. At the R.
So they call you Theodore.
Yeah. So my professor calls me Theodore. Cause yeah, to him like he cannot compute my name like having a silent E. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same with people trying to pronounce Chinese words like for example name Zheng.
Mm-mm.
So Tsang.
Mm-mm.
They usually pronounce it as sang.
Mm-mm. Oh yeah.
Because they can't do like the hard T sound right before the S sound. Yeah.
So it's Zheng. Oh yeah.
Zheng. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Just like that. Yeah. I mean, technically, there isn't even an S sound. It's more like a hard stop kind of thing. Yeah. And then also obviously the classic.
What the fuck?
No, because it's NG. Yeah.
Mm-mm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was just like pronouncing it more exaggeratedly because it's a very hard sound to pronounce over the mic. Let's be honest. So yeah, so like there was this. I think I mentioned this before, but like it was during chemistry lessons, and then our chemistry teacher really like doing the roll call by surnames. So like first of all, we have my surname Lee, but like there was 2 Lee in the classroom.
Yep.
And so he just went Lee. I mean, by that point, we already know our order, like, cause like the other guy, that the way he spelled his name is like his position is like before me, so like we know he's calling him first.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like the best part is that when it comes to my friend whose surname is like and then like the best part is like the first time the chemistry teacher saw the name, he just like paused for like 5 seconds. And it went NG.
Absolute cinema.
It's one of the best stories from high school. I love it. And then unironically, the first person who can actually pronounce that word right was our English teacher.
Nice. Which reminds me, another nerdy topic. So there's so one of the most famous piece of software that is used to run HTML pages basically in your servers. It's called NGINX. So yeah. So basically,
I've heard of that before. Yeah.
When I first saw it, I was like, "What? Why is it called Yings? It feels so cringy." But then I realized after I don't know why at what point, but I just realized I think it was supposed to be read as Engine X.
Oh my god.
Either Engine X or Engines, yeah. Either one of those two.
Today I learned.
Yeah. I was like, oh. Turns out it was not how it was read. It was just my preconception based on how the sound works in my language.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why like sometimes like learning multiple language can be fun.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh yeah, and it has been a while since since a Chinese person would come to me and then like just straight up ask me like, "Trung Quốc人吗?"
Wait, what did you say?
你是中国人吗?
All right. Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do not.
Yeah.
I do not like that. Like
Yeah.
okay. I mean, supposing that scenario is kind of fine. Like he asked you
Yeah.
first if you're
Yeah.
a Chinese, but like we have like such a was it not well, not really popular, but like that we have a trend where like Chinese people will literally just like walk up to you and just assume you know Mandarin.
Oh yeah, that's more
And-
common actually.
Yeah, and then like, I just hate that. Like, please don't do that. And like, yeah, it's like it's why like right now, even when I'm like facing like someone who's yellow, and then like when it's like 90% obvious that he's from mainland China or something like that, I just speak to them in English. Because I don't like to assume like until they ask me if I can speak in Mandarin, I'll just speak to them in English, which is what I did in the Pokemon locals, which is actually really funny.
Yeah.
Cause like in the Pokemon locals, like we had quite a few people who are actually from mainland China, and then obviously because my name is not doesn't sound Chinese at all. Except for the surname, but then
Yeah.
like the surname can be from anywhere. It can be like from like Malaysia or Singapore.
Uh-uh.
To be fair, it's even an English surname.
Yeah.
So like to be fair, you kind of would never know. And also because of my hairstyle, kind of look Japanese as well. I actually got mistaken as a Japanese quite a few times, especially back in the days I do kendo. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course,
and then yeah, exactly. And then they literally thought I was like trying to be a samurai image or something like that. No.
Nice.
I just like ponytail.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, but like yeah. And then so like I always speak to like the Chinese and like the Pokemon locals in English, and so like quite a lot of them, I think even right now, still don't know that I actually understand Mandarin. And then we will be playing. And then like you know their friends would like walk over to them and it's like and then they'll be speaking Mandarin. Oh, how's it going? And then they'll be like, oh, well, obviously in Mandarin, just like, oh yeah, it's really bad. Like my hand is like pretty bad, you know. And it's like, okay, so your hand is pretty bad. Good. I was like, okay, I was supposed to use this Iono to shuffle both our hands, but let's not do that.
Absolutely no.
Like one or two of them realized that I could understand Mandarin, but like I think a lot of them still didn't know that. So it's actually pretty funny. To like kind of just like hear gossips kind of thing as well. I mean, hey, it's their own fault for saying those things. So it's not my fault. I'm just gonna take advantage of that.
Exactly.
It's like, but like actually, you know, like here's the thing. Like it's kind of like I would say. I mean, I'm kind of more like the evil kind of person. More. I mean, you know those like D&D charts. I'm like what lawful evil, not lawful neutral. I don't know those terms,
Yep.
but like it's lawful something because I don't actually want to do stupid stuff. But like
Okay.
but I do take advantage on like a lot of things. So it's like and one thing is that like usually most of the time I just try to speak in English. Like I do not let people know which language I actually understand. And like it's always pretty surprising like how much gossip you can get from them just because they thought you don't understand them. Like I'm being serious. Like even like back in high school, especially like during the early times, I still remember, like somehow like some people thought like my English was bad, even though we were literally in the same English class. Like if
Mm-mm.
my English was bad, I wouldn't put down to like to the lower English class
Mm-mm.
with like, I mean, no offense to them, but like with like the other Chinese.
Okay.
It's like, but no, my English is good enough to be put with the white people.
Okay.
No, because I'm just saying this in like
Mm-mm.
a
Okay.
funny way,
Yeah.
but like this is literally how they separate us,
Mm-mm.
kind of. So like they have, technically, basically what's going on is that I'm being put in English to learn it as like a first language,
Mm-mm.
while the other people, usually the Chinese, which is
Mm-mm.
why I'm like saying it, but like it's not always just the Chinese.
Mm-mm.
Like actually some British are being put in that class as well, but like they're being put
Mm-mm.
into like learning English as a second language.
Mm-mm. Because like
Like
some of
because
them has like
because
Scottish or like
the
Irish or
well no, it's
Welsh.
because like the school just thinks that their English is worse,
I see.
so they put them there,
Mm-mm.
which is like pretty funny, but also I feel pretty bad for them because I know some of them that their English is actually pretty good. And then like also like it kind of, I don't know, I think it didn't really work out that well.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I suppose like partly also because like they didn't really want to study, but like also at the same time like the fact that like you kind of already giving them like a lower level English
Mm-mm.
means that they never actually improving from it.
Mm-mm.
So like even till this day, when I listen to my bestie speaking English, I was like, oh my god, that's so cringe. like kind of thing, yeah. But like yeah, and then like, but yeah, back to the thing, and like some people just like assume my English is like really bad as well, probably just because they think I'm Chinese, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
And then like they speak a lot behind my back. Well, when I say behind my back, it's more like in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and I understood everything.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And then like there was even this one time which was like really funny. I think that was like my first year at high school, and then like we line up like for lunch at cafeteria,
Mm-mm.
and like there were literally two classmates in front of me talking about me.
Mm-mm.
And then like, after like 2 minutes or so, they turned around and saw that I was standing there. I was like, oh shit, I'm sorry. It's like
Mm-mm. I know, right?
I mean, to be fair, personally, I take no offense because, like, you know, we all talk behind someone's back. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I try not to do that nowadays, but like, you know, it's kind of like in human nature. So
We
it's
like to
like, you
gossip.
know what?
We like the tea.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I mean, whatever. As long as you're not actually harming me, I don't really fucking care. So like, actually, you know, talking about that, because like, it's usually kind of considered like kind of like darker topics, so I usually try not to bring it up. But since I'm on it now anyway, I had to talk about all the names that I've got during sixth form.
Yay!
And the best one that I got is that I was called Moses.
Wait,
As
what?
in Moses from the Bible.
Okay. That's
and
quite a jump. Okay.
Yeah. So and like it's actually pretty funny, and that's because so basically sixth form means like the last 2 years of high school. It kind of only applies in England really. And then during that time, because it's like a change of course as well, it's a change of like syllabus as well. You know, from like GCSE to either A level or IB. So usually during the first year of sixth form, you got new people coming in, and then we got like a group of new Chinese coming in as well from Hong Kong. Which to be fair, kind of make the case a lot worse in my opinion, because like what they did is that they looked down on the other Hong Kong people at school for whatever reason, even though they're the new ones, they thought they're superior or whatever. You know, you got those kind of people.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I was a very awkward person. I mean, I kind of still am right now, but I was a lot more awkward back then. I was a lot more quiet as well. Like back in high school, you would not hear me talking like this because I'll be completely silent. And then like yeah, what was it? And so like they did not like me, obviously, because like I did not act friendly and I did not talk to them, and they thought I was stupid, you know, that kind of stuff. And then like so at the cafeteria we have the school functions in a very interesting way. I mean, for the students anyway, and I think this applies to most of the international schools. Like it just occurs naturally. It's not even like something that like people even deliberately try to do. But it's that like basically so like say like the cafeteria separated into 3 sections, A, B, and C. Like the top left corner, of like the tables in A is gonna be it's gonna be what's the word, like filled by the Russians, and then you got like this opposite corner at like cafeteria section B where like you got all the Chinese people sitting together, and then you got like the C section, like whatever tables at like whatever corner, you got like other people with like different nationalities, like maybe like the Middle Eastern people, Arabics, Basically, we kind of set together based on languages because it's easier to make friends. It's easier to talk that way as well. And then like gradually, what happens is that people basically claim their spots. So it's basically something like the top left corner of section A is going to be for the Russians, and then like you got this specific corner that's like specifically for the Chinese. Like that kind of stuff. So for us Chinese, we always sit in roughly the same area. Even we don't like each other because like we're just like used to sitting there basically.
Okay.
And then like and so these group of new people from sixth form, they really like to sit together and talk among themselves. So there was this one time because like everywhere else was kind of filled up, and then so like I came here early, and then I basically sat at one of the seats that's kind of like right in the middle. I can't remember why I was sitting there, but I mean, to be fair, you can sit wherever you want.
Yep.
I mean, there's no law that you have to sit by the edge when it's empty or something like that. And those people came, and even though there were like other seats around, they still forced themselves to sit in the position, even though I was sitting in the middle. And so what happened was that there were 2 sides, separated by me. And that's why they call me Moses, because I separated them like Moses separated the Red Sea. Yeah. It's like fucking ridiculous. But like, what? They didn't even try. Like they want to make it sound like an insult, but you know what? It's just like a funny story that I've been telling people ever since. They call me Moses.
Damn, that's a
and actually talking about that, this is why I became friends with Enoch actually. Because like these people just like to pick on everyone, including Enoch. And Enoch was one of those people who also likes to sit by himself. And then as far as I know, from my perspective anyway, Enoch does not interact with these people at all. But even then, you know what? If people want to find tea, they will find tea. And so like these people like just like pointing at Enoch like behind his back, like, oh, look at him sitting by himself. Oh, he's so lonely. Must be a nerd. Like that kind of thing. And I got tired of that. So I just moved my stuff and went to sit with Enoch and tried to talk to him for the first time. And then like that's when we realized I play Battle Spirits. He used to play Battle Spirits with like DOS Sax as well. And then like since I was still playing, he was like, you know what? Let me try to get back in as well. And like that's kind of how we're still hanging out now, which is like pretty surprising to be there, because like he was 1 year lower than me, so he literally joined during my last year, so we literally only knew for 1 year by then. Yeah. and like somehow we still keep in contact now, which is like pretty funny.
Yeah, you came to him when he needs you the most.
I don't know if he actually needed me, but
but yeah,
either way, kind of work out. So that's good. Yeah.
And like that's just how some friendship starts, right? It's just like how me and how me and Gino kind of like became friends, right? Because like I kind of only know him like as some other guy from the card shop. We do play in for the Vanguard team tournament once, and we did get like the 2nd place, and then we got top 4 in the Asia level basically.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then after that, we barely interacted, especially because after that, I focused on Vanguard, he focuses on Body Fight, so we don't really interact that much. Just okay.
Right.
So yeah, just because like we used to be in the same team. We talk from time to time, but like he has his own community. I have my own community because like that's Vanguard was pretty much that big, so we don't really interact with each other too much because of course also like it's kind of like the quote like the bad kind of like the mentality, right? Because like so we are like the sweaty guys, they are like the casual guys, so like we do have like different ways of viewing the game basically. And then I think like I started to kind of like talk to him more actually like after I graduated. And then for some reason, although we barely interacted, like he let me like stay in his place to basically as I was like waiting for interviews and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then thanks to him I got the job.
Yay.
Yeah, which
I mean, I think like to be fair, you kind of give out the vibe that you're like you're trustworthy anyway.
Do I?
Just like you do. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why it was my first time going to Germany, and then like I would dare to stay at your place. Let's say it that way.
Nice.
I mean, I thought about that. It's like, how do I explain to my parents that I'm gonna go to Germany for the first time? I'm gonna stay at someone's place who like we technically never met before for 1 week.
Ah.
and I was like, it's okay, Mom. I seen his face on YouTube, and well, and then it's like, we talk to each other for like 2 years, so it's all good,
Yeah. Thank goodness it worked out.
I mean, my mom was one of those like really reckless people as well. So like,
okay.
she's just like kind of like all right with that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, she's more like less so reckless and more like being adventurous. Let's say that
way.
Yeah.
That
So
works,
like, so like she was like, you know what, I trust you. Whatever you want, mate.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Which reminds me when I take that D&D kind of like alignment test, came out through neutral.
D&D alignment test.
Yeah, that lawful neutral chaotic thing. Yeah.
Oh, right. I actually never done that test before.
Yeah.
Where can we even find? Where can we even find that actually?
Yeah, if I can find it, I'll send it to you. But yeah, I took it and
Yes.
I neutral. Basically, I'm trying to not offend anyone. That's how I have lived my life, basically.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, you're just the uncle who's like, we're gonna ask you to buy McDonald's for us.
Yep. I'm only going to buy you the drinks, but don't worry, I'm going to get you something at least. But yeah, that I guess as usual, if you guys want us to buy you stuff, which we wouldn't, but if you guys have any other questions, comments, or requests, you can always send them to us to our email at therefreshsteppodcast@gmail.com. Or if you're listening to this on YouTube, of course you can comment down below. Please buy me a McDonald's ice McFlurry. Will probably wouldn't, especially because the machine will be broken anyway, so it's not like you will get a McFlurry anyway, even if we want to buy you one. So yeah, I guess.
Stop tempting me. My budget is tight this month. Like really tight. I do not need more snacks.
Nice. All right.
No, it's not nice. I'm gonna be living by dirt until like the end of June or something like that.
Yeah. I'm going to have to trap pigeons now. So yeah. Now talking about that, usually it's time to end this, but there's this one last intrusive thought that I had. It's like, like pigeons the wild pigeons are usually like basically like they are the mice of like the bird world, right? They carry lots of diseases. That is why that's why you shouldn't be really like catching pigeons and eating them.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so like, but like then I watched a shorts the other day in which like like the guy is trying to like make Fuji foods. So like, and the concept is like there's a 3 level from how raw it is to like how cooked it is basically. But like it is not even that far because like the top part is like a beef tartare, which is eaten raw. And then like the bottom part is a medium rare steak. So like the middle part is of course something rare, right? You know what's the rare stuff is?
What?
It's a Peking duck style pigeon. Pigeon press. It's like, oh.
I actually never had that. I wanna try that now.
Yeah. I think like I only have like pigeons in farm ones. I think
Well, we only have baby pigeons.
yeah.
That's the thing. So
yeah.
like they don't really have any meat in the first place. It's more
true.
like we eat it for like the skin, the crispy
Oh,
skin kind
yeah.
of thing.
Yeah. I think we have that too in Indonesia. Usually like during the Chinese weddings. I'm not sure if that's
it's a Chinese cuisine.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it's pigeon. Like,
yeah.
Kind of, every culture must have had pigeon at some point. So
exactly.
But like it's just there for like right now it's like the Chinese have kind of extended that tradition kind of thing. But like pigeon actually really tasty.
Yeah.
I like that unlocks my memory. Actually, my biology teacher actually really liked pigeons as well. He's a British, but like obviously he probably tried some like Chinese cuisine at some point. And then like I don't know how we got to that topic. I think we just like talk about food. And then like he was like, oh yeah, like you have like roasted pigeon in like Chinese cuisine, right? And like baby pigeons as well. Like he had to specify that. And then like the other students, the other classmates just went, ew. Like they I mean they didn't mean it like as in like you disgusting Chinese, but it's more like they just couldn't process the idea of having pigeons because as you said, I suppose like in most of their minds is like pigeons are like the mice of birds. So like why would you eat the mice? Kind of thing. And it's like, they went ew, and the teachers are no, they're actually good.
Oh yeah. And especially have I told you about my intrusive thoughts because like there are lots of pigeons in Germany, right? Especially in stations. And usually you will have the pigeons that is like the usual like have like those glittery neck which is like really beautiful and then like white black stripes wings and everything.
Oh yeah, honestly I think some pigeons are actually cute.
Yeah.
Especially when they have like a lot of feather. It's just like looks really puffy and fluffy.
Oh yeah. That's why it's always kind of like both a delight and quite intimidating to see pigeons in Germany because they are either like there's one of them and they look quite beautiful, and then sometimes there are lots of them and it feels like a mafia like a mob group meeting, and then like if it feels like if you see them wrongly you can get attacked at any time. Yeah. But yeah, there's the like one in 30 pigeons or something. Like there's always those that has like the chocolate colored feathers, and it looks really close to like an Indonesian cake, which you basically puff them up and then like you put some sort of coloring on the center, so it looks like a flower. So maybe it's Chinese actually. Wait, let me look it up. Wait, this is no. Oh yeah, this is the one that I meant. Let's see if I can just load only the image. Yeah, so this is the one that I meant. So sometimes they will put like the brown food coloring, so it kind of like just to let you think that it has chocolate inside, but most likely it's not. Just sponge cake. Yeah. But basically, because I have that in my mind, I saw this pigeon that is like that is brown and like white feathers, and I felt like, oh my god, it looks like the cook, and I kind of I'm literally like drooling as if I'm seeing the cake right now. Like a literal cake, I mean, but yeah. It's like, oh my god, I want it. It looks like if I bite into it, it's going to be really sweet, but like Of course, not going to. It's a pigeon, so, and it's a wild pigeon as well. So I'll be sick if I eat that. So yeah, raw at least. I think like I look it up, and if you process it really carefully and you basically boil it long enough, maybe you can eat it. I don't know.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, let's not look into that. Let's hope we don't have to go so far that we have to hunt pigeons. But yeah, the only thing that you need to know is that I have this kind of like intrusive thought of eating the pigeon just because it looks like this particular Indonesian cake. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I guess before we delve into more animals that we want to eat, not that we eat that much of exotic meats anyway. I think like the most exotic meat that I eat in Indonesia is pork. But yeah, I guess that has been everything that we can share for this week. We hope that you guys have a nice week going forward, and we'll see you all in the next turn. Bye bye!